we have to talk about the Suzuki Wagon R air curtain project. And because it's a long-lasting project right now, it took, and I think it will take some weeks, but I want to show you an update about it because I mentioned it in the last video. And so we will start with what was the idea of this whole thing. When you look to air curtain technology like Audi or BMW, then you will see some openings in the front of the bumper, which brings air straight into the wheel arch, but with a shape going outside of the wheel. This is the newest shit in aerodynamic of car building. Seems like that because every car has this. So it couldn't be wrong to try to print something like that, build it in the Suzuki and find out if fuel economy, power on higher speeds or whatever will increase. So the first thing was to get this thing. You can see that in my other videos because this is the fog light cover. The 3D scanning with photogrammetry was not what I expected. And then I built this thing and printed with PLA. It's very massive and hard to print because of these small things which are just copied from the original, as you can see, but it fits. So this was the most interesting thing. Can I build this onto the bumper and are the angles right and stuff like that? And yes, it was. Then we need something which goes through it because yes, this is a bracket for something. So I thought about building something or designing a tube like that. Which fits directly into the stuff so that you can mount the bracket and holding this tube. So, but you need an angle because when the air goes through that and straight into the car, then you are in the engine bay or maybe at the brake, and we don't want to build a brake cooling, and therefore this was the second bracket because it fits much better. Then you have these two markers here so that you know the angle is right. And I put it a little bit down and to the side. This was my first try. Printed with petg because it's recycled filament, and I think for prototypes I want to use full recycled Form Futura filament. But there was one problem because I didn't know where to come out in the wheel arch. So I thought about designing a part like that, and you can see it was in, it's not in a good shape or in dirty shape because it was in use. With 4 screws you can cut a hole into the trim and mount this inside between the bumper and the wheel. But now the question was, how can I know when I mount this bracket at the front and this in the rear where the air goes through? So I had just to design, print, test, repeat to get something which works. And therefore you can see I had some different shapes. One is mounted or installed right now, so I don't have all things here I printed. Yes, it was a little bit more than I thought. And the real outcome is this kind of thing, because this bracket and this part are, I want to do a maximum 2 hours print or 2 hours 30 per part with a 0.8 nozzle and a print speed like 30 to 50. And therefore, and to save filament, I put everything together in this new design. So this is after 8 weeks now, or 6 weeks, the newest version. And I have like 10 iterations right now. And the newer version, I think it's the very, very best one because you can print it easily. Everything is designed so that you don't need support. And to reach this thing or the newer version of this, which is installed right now, you can see it in the other video, we need this cylinder, which you can, come on guy, yeah, put onto it, and then just set where you need it and glue it, and that's it. So I think that's the really best way. This is the update of the Suzuki Wagon R intake, no, air intake or air curtain. I really like to print exterior parts. If you printed exterior parts as well, write it in the comments, I'm interested. Have a nice weekend, bye.